cycle of the rounds, the divine blueprint of human evolution, Christos Realignment mission. The evolutionary divine blueprint of human evolution on Earth was designed to accomplish the founder's planetary Christos realignment through a series of races cycles called rounds. Each round of human race settlement was intended to progressively bring in a cycle of frequencies from the universal Christos template, the shield of Aramatina. The manifestation templates of Earth, Terra, Gaia, body cannot be fully corrected to the Christos blueprint all at one time. Manifestation templates are scalar standing wave grids of interdimensional light and sound frequencies upon which the planetary molecular base builds up into manifestation. The molecular structure of the planetary body must progressively expand to hold the greater amounts of interdimensional energy that will infuse into the planetary manifestation template through the Christos realignment. If too much frequency is fed into the planetary template too rapidly, the physical structure of atoms, molecules, and subatomic particles will be unable to alter their natural vibration rhythm fast enough to keep up with the template acceleration. If an excess amount of D12 frequency from D12 shield of Aramatina Universal Christos Blueprint was brought into the planetary manifestation templates of Earth, Terra, and Gaia system at one time, the planetary body would literally explode. The founders designed the human evolutionary plan with full understanding of these basic principles of unified field physics, primal order, and creation mechanics. The Palladia, Urite, Cloister, Magi races, as bearers of the greatest amount of frequency through their DNA templates, were seeded first. The Palladia, Urite, Cloister, Magi presence served to regulate the progressive flow of D12 frequency into the planetary shields of Earth's manifestation template and to set the core template or Kathara grid of the 12D shield of Aramatina within the planetary shields of Earth, Terra, Gaia. Next, a series of evolutionary rounds would take place by which angelic human races with less sophisticated DNA templates and thus less frequency transmission capacity would sequentially cycle on Earth to slowly and progressively increase the amount of frequency brought into Earth's planetary shields from the D12 shield of Aramatina. And a gentle reminder that Aramatina is in the fourth harmonic universe and it holds the dimensions of 10, 11, and 12. The cycle of the rounds were intended to work in the following manner. The seed races with the highest DNA template frequency transmission capacity were brought in first to anchor the Kathara grid templates of the shield of Aramatina into Earth's planetary shields. The energy naturally transduced through their accelerated DNA templates was progressively received, stored, and released in increments into Earth's planetary shields through the 12 selenite rods in the crystal pylon temples of inner Earth. When Earth entered a natural planetary stellar activation cycle, the Magi races would hold the natural configuration of the D12 shield of Aramatina on the planet, serving as a temporary D12 Christos grid within the planetary shields. Through the temporary D12 Christos grid formed on Earth by the presence of the Magi races, a quantity of D12 frequency could be reintroduced into Earth's planetary shields during every natural stellar activation cycle, also known as SAC. Through this progressive reintroduction of the D12 frequency into Earth's planetary shields, the portions of Earth's axonal lines and the ley line systems that had been damaged in the 549,998,000 BC cataclysm of Terra could be progressively realigned with the shield of Aramatina Christos blueprint. The physical bodies of the Magi races served as literally conduits of electromagnetic energy through which the D12 shield of Aramatena frequencies could be held on planet for progressive planetary grid repair until Earth's grids were repaired sufficiently to hold the natural permanent D12 Christos realignment. Originally, all species on Earth were seeded to serve as conduits of frequency through which the founders of the D12 Christos realignment could progressively fulfill in the Earth, Terra, and Gaia system. The damage Earth's grids incurred through the Terran cataclysm made Earth's Templar complex unable to naturally withstand participation in a sack. The Earth, Terra, and Gaia system would have been a phantom planet system if it had not been for the founders' implementation of the angelic human mission. Humanity and other species were seeded on Earth to form a sustaining energetic template through which progressive D12 Christos alignment and repair of the Earth's planetary shields could be rendered over several cycles of the planet's evolution within the density 1 time cycle. The design of the cycle of the rounds began with seeding of the Palladia, Urite, Cloister, Magi races, and was then to continue with progressive emergence of races that carried smaller portions of the Magi DNA template. Each race with less sophisticated DNA templates served to bring in and hold in Earth's planetary shields specific cycles of sub-frequency from the shield of Aramatena during points in the planetary time cycle when those specific sub-frequencies were needed to amplify and fill out the frequency in Earth's manifestation template. In the cycle of the rounds, design races with greater genetic sophistication to serve to hold in Earth's planetary shields the 12 primary dimensional templates of the shield of Aramatena Christos divine blueprint. Races with less genetic sophistication serve to hold additional subharmonics of the 144 secondary dimensional subfrequency templates of the Christos blueprint. Once they were fully seated and in position within various interrelation time cycles of Earth, Terra, and Gaia, the angelic human races were intended to hold and direct within the Earth, Terra, Gaia template the greatest portions of the D12 shield of Aramatena Christos blueprint frequency spectra. The animal, plant, insect, and mineral kingdoms of Earth, Terra, Gaia were intended to hold the subharmonics of the Christos blueprint. Together, the angelic human races and the natural kingdoms of Earth, Terra, and Gaia would bring in and sustain D12 Christos blueprint, progressively healing distortions in the Earth, Terra, Gaia planetary shield to fulfill the natural Christos realignment of Earth, Terra, Gaia systems. As each cycle of human race evolution entered manifestation on Earth, more of the Christos template would be progressively anchored and integrated into Earth's manifestation template. When the cycle of the rounds was completed and all portions of 12 tribes, angelic human races, were in position on planet, a final stellar activation cycle would allow the angelic human races to fully anchor the D12 planetary Christos blueprint in Earth's template. In completion of the angelic human mission, the D12 Maharic shield of Aramatena planetary Christos blueprint would be simultaneously anchored in various interrelated time vectors and time cycles of Earth, Terra, and Gaia. At this time, the planetary shields would fully realign to their natural D12 order, allowing the planet to self-sustain a permanent natural D12 Christos alignment. And mind you, this book was written in 2002. When the full frequency spectrum of the D12 shield of Aramatena template Christos blueprint is anchored in Earth's template at one time, during a stellar activation cycle, and when the natural planetary, galactic, and universal stargates open, the Earth, Terra, Gaia planetary shields can hold the full D12 Maharata creation current, anchoring of the full D12 spectrum of the universal Maharata current or pre-matter Christos current, also sometimes referred to as the photon belt or holographic beam, would place the planet within its naturally intended planetary Maharic seal. Manual stimulations of the natural planetary Maharatic seal in numerous concurrent time cycles will allow the planet to regenerate its natural ability to self-sustain a permanent D12 planetary Christos alignment. Restoration of the planet's natural Christos alignment will reestablish the divine right order of the planet's original galactic position and universal time cycle alignment. Under a planetary D12 Maharic seal, 4 densities of the Earth, Terra, and Gaia system can fully reconnect to the universal manifestation template of our time matrix. Rehabilitation of the Earth, Terra, Gaia planetary shields through the Christos Realignment will allow the 4 densities of the planetary system to reconnect to density 5, Ki Rasha, the primal light fields, and the Kundalini, the primal sound fields beyond the time matrix. Through this divine connection, the planetary shields of Earth, Terra, Gaia can receive perpetual circulation of the rainbow ray, the primal creation currents from Source. Once the natural D4, D12 planetary Maharic shield is restored on Earth, density 3 Gaia, density 2 Terra, and density 1 Earth will be restored to the status of ascension planets, their inherent life fields capable of attaining full ascension out of the time matrix. Until the Christos realignment of Earth is completed, most of Earth's life field is trapped in time within the finite experience of density manifestation, unable to enjoy the divinely given gift of self-motivated ascension and its inherent perpetual renewal of eternal life and co-creative life experience. The angelic human lineage of Earth was seated as an intrinsic part of a divinely intended mission of planetary, galactic, and universal rehabilitation. This mission was highly organized, beautifully choreographed, and intrinsically synchronized through natural cycles of time in our time matrix. Time cycles are repeating cycles of vibrational variances inherent to the primal order of the unified field of consciousness and energy that is our time matrix. Time cycles govern the primal creation mechanics, or the organic physics of manifestation by which consciousness experiences the worlds of space, time, matter. The design of the cycle of the rounds by which humanity's evolution on Earth serves the higher purpose of the universal rehabilitation is built upon the natural contours of the cycles of the universal time. Each phase of humanity's evolution on Earth, including contemporary human civilization, is an intrinsic and necessary part of this greater universal rehabilitation and restoration plan. Four evolutionary rounds, co-resonant continuum alignment, trans-time connection, and the Christos Realignment mission. The 5 Urite cloister Magi races that first seeded the Palladia empires of 798,000 BC, began the current cycle of the rounds on Earth. The Urite, Cloister, Mu'a, Yu, Ur, Brunel, and Rama races, each with their respective DNA template Stargate correlations, are the seed races from which contemporary humanity emerged. Through this ancestral genetic affiliation, the humans of contemporary Earth also hold the DNA template Stargate correlations inherited through the particular Palladia Empire race from which their original genetic ancestry emerged. Though we have presently lost memory of our greater purpose within the planetary Christos Alignment mission, our current human races are as important as the Palladia Empire races in fulfillment of the Founder's planetary, galactic, and universal rehabilitation plan. The cycle of the rounds through which human evolution was intended to bring about the Christos realignment on Earth within a specific quadrant of time is designed to occur in 4 phases or 4 rounds. The first round of seeding 3, human evolution, took place with the seeding of the 5, 25 through 48 strand DNA template Palladia, Urite, Cloister, Magi races of the subterranean Palladia empires, which happened in 798,000 BC, and their subsequent emergence on Earth's surface between 750,000 BC and 500,000 BC. The second round took place as the 5, 12 through 24 strand DNA template Urtite Cloister races emerged in 206,000 BC from the 5 Palladia Urtite Cloister Magi races into the 12 Urtite Cloister Palladia empires, and spread across Earth's surface into areas to which their DNA template corresponded. Races of human evolution, rounds 1 and 2, carried the 12 universal master key codes and 144 universal encryption key codes of the 12 universal stargates within their DNA template. They anchored the 12 primary dimensional templates of the D12 shield of Arimatina within Earth's planetary shields. The second round was delayed from its original intended schedule due to warring with fallen angelic races and resulting planetary cataclysm in 216,000 BC. The third round of angelic human evolution took place in 73,000 BC as the 5, 7 through 12 plus 1 strand DNA template Cloister races emerged through the 5 Urtite Cloister races, carrying subharmonics of the specific DNA template Stargate correlation characteristic to the specific Urtite Cloister races from which they emerged. The fourth round of angelic human evolution began shortly thereafter, as the 5 root races with 2 through 6 strand, plus a dormant 12 strand DNA templates began their progressive emergence into human incarnation in 71,000 BC through their corresponding Cloister race of the 5 Cloister races. Each of the 4 rounds of the human evolutionary blueprint is designed to bring into Earth's planetary shields during specific time vectors a designated portion of the D12 shield of Arimatina Christos template. If the cycle of the rounds had proceeded without progressive fallen angelic interference, the 4 rounds of the angelic human lineage would have fully anchored the D12 shield of Arimatina and completed the Christos realignment mission on Earth long ago. The fourth round of angelic human evolution is still in progress from present-day earthly standpoint, as 2 of the 5 root races and 1 of the 5 cloister races have not yet entered their birthing cycles on contemporary Earth. And remind you that this was written in 2002. In truth, these not yet manifested fourth round angelic human race strains already exist and are evolving within higher frequency density 2 time vectors of Earth that represent a future time cycle of density 2 Terra in relation to the position of races in contemporary 21st century density 1 Earth. In the same fashion, the evolutionary rounds of the Palladia, Yurtite, Cloister, and early root races are also occurring concurrently with contemporary human evolution in both higher and lower frequency density 1 time vectors of Earth. The design of the cycle of the rounds angelic human evolutionary blueprint reflects the reality of physics upon which space, time, matter manifestation is built. Time is simultaneous. Time cycles represent repeating cycles of vibrational variances ensconced within the energetic platform of the unified field of consciousness and energy that is in the medium within which all manifestation takes place. The repeating cycles of vibrational cycles provide coherent sequence of linear vibrational rhythms for consciousness to follow in order to engage the manifest experience of linear passage and evolution through time. The cycle of the rounds human evolution Christos Realignment mission is being fulfilled through the 4 rounds of angelic human races, the collective carriers of the D12 shield of Aramatina Christos divine blueprint, being simultaneously seated in various time vectors of Earth, Terra, Gaia, universal time cycle. Through this concurrent simultaneous seating of the 4 rounds, portions of the Christos blueprint are simultaneously entered by their designated races into the 4 densities of the planetary shields in their appropriate time cycle and energetic coordinates of corresponding vibrational co-resonance. The seemingly complex, interdimensional, intertime reality of human evolutionary design can be simply understood by viewing each of the 4 rounds of angelic human seeding 3 as taking place right now in space-time vectors, connected to but different from our Earth's contemporary time vector. In our time vector, Earth has begun the 2000 and 2017 stellar activation cycle, which is also called SAC, through which the Earth's Templar and Stargates will activate. Activation of Earth's Templar in the present SAC is progressively creating a temporary blending of time vectors between the past, present, and future time vectors, in which the other rounds of the Christos alignment are concurrently taking place. If contemporary humanity fulfills its intended role as part of the Christos Realignment mission team, by consciously anchoring our portion of the D12 shield of Aramatina Christos field in our time vector, the success of the Christos Realignment can be finally achieved. If we do our part, we will create a link through time, energetically connecting our present time vector to the past and future time vectors in which the other evolutionary rounds are being successfully orchestrated. Through this trans-time connection, our present time vector will phase lock or lock into alignment with the probable future time vectors and its corresponding time vectors in which the Christos Realignment, the Emerald Covenant, Lyrian, Syrian, cultural model, humanity's successful evolution into 12-strand angelic human freedom are already manifest. Through doing our part now, we will choose from the present the desired, probable future our race will see manifest. In choosing from the present the path of enlightened future and destiny of joy, we will simultaneously realign our present time vector with a more desirable set of past time vectors in which undesirable past events will lose their power and influence within our experiential manifest present and future. In the realities of the mechanics of manifestation, the point of power is always in the present. Past and future time vectors extend out from every present moment point as a series of electromagnetic rays or interconnected cyclic patterns of linear progression with varying rhythms of vibrational oscillation. If contemporary humanity fulfills its intended role as part of the Christos Realignment mission team, by consciously anchoring our portion of the D12 shield of Aromatina Christos field in our time vector, the success of the Christos Realignment can be finally achieved. If we do our part, we will create a link through time, energetically connecting our present time vector to the past and future time vectors in which the other evolutionary rounds are being successfully orchestrated. Through this trans-time connection, our present time vector will phase lock or lock into alignment with the probable future time vectors and its corresponding time vectors in which the Christos Realignment, the Emerald Covenant, Lyrian, Syrian cultural model, humanity's successful evolution into 12-strand angelic human freedom are already manifest. Through doing our part now, we will choose from the present the desired, probable future our race will see manifest. In choosing from the present the path of enlightened future and destiny of joy, we will simultaneously realign our present time vector with a more desirable set of past time vectors in which undesirable past events will lose their power and influence within our experiential manifest present and future. In the realities of the mechanics of manifestation, the point of power is always in the present. Past and future time vectors extend out from every present moment point as a series of electromagnetic rays or interconnected cyclic patterns of linear progression with varying rhythms of vibrational oscillation. A time cycle and its inherent time continua and smaller time vectors are all fixed, repeating cycles of frequency characterized by vibrational variants that cross through each other at fixed points when the frequency rhythms that define each cycle reach a temporary state of vibrational co-resonance, which means they hold the same vibration. A present moment point emerges as one small point of vibration oscillation rhythm within the greater rhythm of the time vector continuum and cycle within which it is placed. When our planet enters a point in its fixed linear time vector at which other time vectors cross through, our time vector via temporary vibrational co-resonance, we have the power to literally shift our present time vector alignment into an alternate linear time vector with a different future event horizon. If our present moment point exists as part of a linear time vector cycle in which undesirable past events serving as the cause have their reciprocal effect, manifestation in an undesirable future event horizon, we can change our direction from the present by changing our present vibrational rhythm. The present moment is the cause. The past, which is a low frequency projection, and the future, which is a higher frequency projection, are the effects that extend backward and forward in time. It simultaneously emerge into a lower and higher frequency projection. And from the frequency pattern and vibrational rhythm that defines the present moment point. From the present moment, we can change the influence of the past as well as redefine the future. The past is not changed by negating memory of its reality or by invalidating its apparent manifestation existence. The past projects from one present frequency pattern, must be acknowledged and incorporated as part of the present frequency pattern. So the past brought into the present moment of power. Once the remembered and evidential past is incorporated into the present moment, the entire frequency pattern in the present needs to be altered into vibrational co-resonance with the frequency pattern of the desired future manifestation. There are many complex elements to mastering the skill of projected desired outcomes into our personal experiential future. Though each individual does possess the inherent power to create desired manifest experience, and this personal power is always tempered and directly influenced by the larger frequency field of the collective consciousness. In like fashion, the manifestation powers of both the personal and collective consciousness are directly regulated and influenced by the frequency field of the planetary time continuum within which personal and collective reality takes place. The frequency field that constitutes the planetary time continuum is created by numerous concurrent time vectors and collective consciousness of all manifest kingdoms, from the elemental, plant, and animal kingdoms to the human evolutionary collectives that exist within each time vector. It is due to these greater hidden influences of the planetary time continuum, which operate through the collective subconscious and the DNA templates of the incarnate species, that our individual efforts to achieve precise results in the direct manifestation of desired events often fall short of our conscious expectations. Shifting a present moment time vector into a different time continuum that has a more desirable future outcome than the time continuum of which our present time vector is a part can be achieved from the present. But such a time continuum shift can be accomplished only within the natural mechanics of physics that govern the interdependent dynamics of race, planetary, galactic, and universal time cycles. One cannot simply choose to shift to a different time continuum at any point in time, but time continuum shifts can be made only in present moment points within which other time continua interface with the present moment time vector through vibrational co-resonance. The principle of co-resonant continuum alignment applies to the smaller time cycles that govern evolution of an individual through one lifetime, and also to the larger planetary time cycles that govern a planet's evolution through the density levels of our 15-dimensional time matrix. Stellar activations are points of planetary, galactic, and universal co-resonant continuum alignment, and during which the divergent of frequency rhythms characteristic to various planetary, galactic, and universal time continua temporarily come into a state of vibrational co-resonance, which means simultaneously reach the same vibration oscillation rhythm. points of temporary vibrational co-resonance that naturally occur between various time continua allow the usually separated time continua of various systems to cross through and open into each other. Stargates represent the geographical and spatial coordinates at which the vibrational co-resonance of multiple time continua regularly occurs in fixed, repeating cycles of co-resonant continuum alignment. At points in a time continuum where co-resonant vibrational alignments occur, natural stargates open in the spatial coordinates that mark the points of vibrational co-resonance or continuum cross-through. Stargates remain open until the vibrational rhythms of the various interfacing time continua at the stargate's points begin to cycle out of vibrational co-resonance, shifting the various time continua out of co-resonant continuum alignment. Stargates close at the various time continua move past their vibrational co-resonant crossover points and return to their respective fixed repeating cycles of vibrational variance. SACs, stellar activation cycles, are the periods in linear time when planetary, galactic, and universal time continua enter contemporary co-resonance continuum alignment, and only during a SAC can a planetary body be shifted from its present time vector into a time continuum that holds a more desirable future outcome. Contemporary humanity can fulfill its intended fourth round role within the Christos Realignment mission during the 2000 through 2017 SAC. We will be able to establish a literal interdimensional electromagnetic trans-time connection from our present period to the SAC taking place in other periods of past and future. In fulfilling our divinely intended mission in the present, we will link Earth's present time vector to those SACs of past and future during which the angelic human races of the other three evolutionary rounds are also fulfilling their divine mission of anchoring the D12 shield of Aramatina Christos blueprint. In this way, we will put Earth's present time vector online with the probable future in which the Christos realignment has successfully occurred. Through aligning Earth's present time vector with future time continuum cycles in which the Christos alignment is successful, we can shift our present planetary time vector out of its current probable future of fallen angelics, Illuminati, human dominion. We can literally realign the event horizon upon which our present is moving into the future with time continuum, event horizon in which our probable future of freedom and joy is manifest. The concept of time shift is simple, but the dynamics of interdimensional physics by which a planetary time continuum shift can tangibly occur are extremely complex, far beyond the sophistication of present earthly science. Though the physics of planetary time shifts are complex, the methods by which humanity can fulfill its intended fourth round role in anchoring the frequencies of the D12 shield of Aramatina Christos divine blueprint are, thankfully, relatively simple. The methods by which humanity can fulfill its intended sacred mission can be found within the secrets of the Tribal Shield Rainbow Roundtables. This is the key to following the diagram that I will be explaining. The angelic human race was created as the security team for the Templar complex Stargate system in our time matrix. The DNA templates of each race line carry portions of the DNA signet codes, or fire letter sequences, that corresponds to the 12 primary stargates on the regional, planetary, galactic, and universal levels. The DNA signet codes are flame codes, denoting the specific primary frequency spectra of the 3 primal creation currents. Blue is the ecotic, gold is the polaric, and violet is the triadic carried in the DNA template. The cycle of the rounds, seeding 3, the 4 evolutionary rounds of the angelic human Christos divine blueprint. On the top portion of this diagram, it says that it's the Amenti, Universal Security Team. USG stands for the Universal Stargate Codes, and it's the 12 Universal Gates, Universal Templar. In the blue flame, you have the DNA strands 43 through 48, and that Universal Stargate that controls it is 1 through 12 Stargate. Then you have the blue gold flame, the Brunoa, and that holds the DNA strands of 28 through 30, and it controls the Universal Stargates of 1, 12, 11, 9, 6, and 3. Then you have the gold flame, the U, and that DNA strands hold 37 through 42 strands. And the Universal Stargate is 2 through 11. Then you have the gold violet flame, the Rama, and the strands of DNA for that would be 25 through 27. Universal Stargates would be 10, 7, 4, 2, 8, and 5. And then you have the violet flame, and that DNA holds the strands of 31 through 36 strands, and it's a Universal Stargate 5 through 8. And those are round 1 of the seedings. That is the 5 Palladia Urite cloisters. And this happened 798,000 BC through 2008, 216 BC. This on the top level, the top 3 pyramids that you see, that is Indigo 1. The lower 2 would be Indigo 2. The second round, the Amenti Galactic Security Team. The Galactic Stargate codes, 12 galactic gates, 1 universal gate. The Unici Urtite Cloister DNA holds the strands 22 through 24, and it's the Galactic Stargate 1 through 12. And that is in the blue flame lineage. The blue-gold Brunel Urtite Cloister holds the DNA strands of 13 through 15, and that's the Galactic Stargate of 1, 12, 11, 9, 6, and 3. And that's blue-gold. Then we have the Melchizedek Urtite Cloister, and those strands of DNA would be 19 through 21 strands of DNA, and that's the Galactic Stargate 2 through 11. And that's a gold flame. And then you have the gold violet flame, which is the Urantrian Urtite Cloister. And they hold the 12 strands of DNA. And it's the Galactic Stargate 10, 7, 4, 2, 8, and 5. Then you have the violet flame, and that's the Hebrew Urtite Cloister, DNA strands of 16 through 18. Galactic Stargate 5 through 8. Again, this is round 2 seeding and round 1 combined, and it's the Urtite Cloister, and this happened between 2008, 100 BC through 75,000 BC. Next, you have the Amenti Planetary Security Team, PSG codes, which stands for Planetary Stargate Codes, 12 planetary gates, 1 galactic gate. You have the first one, and this is row 3, the blue flame, the Unici Cloister, DNA strands of 12. and it's the planetary stargates 1 through 12. Then you have the blue gold Brunel cloister, and it's DNA strands 1 through 3 plus 7 through 12. And it holds the planetary stargates of 1, 12, 11, 9, 6, and 3. And then you have the gold flame, which would be the Melchizedek cloister DNA. DNA strands 1 through 5 and DNA strands 7 through 12. And it's the planetary stargate 2 through 11. Then you have the gold violet flame, the Urantrian cloister DNA 1 through 2 and 7 through 12 DNA strands, and it's the planetary stargate of 10, 7, 4, 2, 8, 5. Then you have the violet flame Hibaru cloister DNA 1 through 4 and 7 through 12 strands, planetary stargate 5 through 8, and that is round 3 seeding, but it's also a blend of 1 and 2. And that's the 5 cloisters, and that happened 73,000 BC through future. For the 4th round seeding is the Amente Regional Security Team. The RSG codes, 12 regional gates equals 1 planetary gate. The blue flame would be the Anshashi root race, and their DNA strand would be 6 and 7 through 12 R, which is a recessive DNA strand. So the regional stargate code would be 1 through 12. Blue gold would be the Atlantean root race DNA, and that's 1 through 3, 12 strands of DNA, and the recessive would be 7 through 12. And the regional stargate would be 1, 12, 11, 9, 6, and 3. Then you have under the gold flame the Muvarian root race, and their DNA would be strands 1 through 5, and then a recessive of 7 through 12. The regional stargate would be 2 through 11. Then you have the gold violet, and that's the Lemurian root race, and their DNA strand is 1 through 2, and then 7 through 12 is the regressive gene. And the regional stargate would be 10, 7, 4, 2, 8, and 5. Then you have the Aryan root race, and that's the violet flame. The DNA strands would be 1 through 4, and the recessive genes would be 7 through 12, and the regional stargate is 5 through 8. And that is round 4, which also includes round 1, 2, and 3 genetically, and that's the 5 root races. And it's happened 71,000 BC and now the future. The cycle of the rounds, the 4 interrelated evolutionary cycles of 12 tribe seeding 3. The seeding 3, 12 tribes, angelic human races were seeded on Earth in 4 different interconnected time cycles. Each of the 4 time cycles in which the angelic human races were seeded represents an evolutionary race cycle or an evolutionary round in the cycle of the rounds, angelic human evolutionary blueprint. Each of the 4 rounds in the angelic human cycle of the rounds is commissioned to anchor a specific set of interdimensional frequencies into Earth's scalar standing wave manifestation template, Earth's planetary shields, within each of the specific time cycles in which the angelic human evolutionary round cycles are placed. Each evolutionary round is intended to serve a part in fulfilling humanity's divine commission, the sacred mission of planetary guardianship, for which angelic humans were seated on Earth. Fire letter sequences. The angelic human and Magi cloister races of each evolutionary round anchors frequency into Earth's planetary shields through the scalar standing wave structures that are inherent part of the personal DNA template core. The DNA templates of the angelic human races within each evolutionary round cycle are built upon specific scalar standing wave light sound patterns called fire letter sequences. The manifestation templates of all things and systems are built upon specific fixed organizations of dimensionalized frequency bands. Each dimensional band has 12 fire letters, or fixed points of consolidated frequency. Each dimensional band represents one fire letter sequence, or 12 fire letters, and there's 12 fire letters per dimension times one dimension of manifestation equals 12 fire letters. When fire letter sequences in a manifestation template are natural or when fire letter sequences in a manifestation template are in natural order, the frequency in different dimensional bands can merge with each other. The 12 fire letter sequences, which equals 144 fire letters, inherent to the 12-strand DNA template of each angelic human race in each evolutionary round correspond to the 12 fire letter sequences that compose Earth's planetary shields. The DNA templates of each race in each evolutionary round holds a specific portion of the fire letter sequences corresponding to Earth's planetary shields. As an angelic human race round evolves on Earth, the correct fire letter sequences of the universal Christos divine blueprint, the D12 shield of Aramatina, Earth's D12 pre-matter liquid light template, transfers from the angelic human DNA template into Earth's planetary shields. This transfer of fire letter sequences or scalar standing wave frequencies takes place through the universal Kundalini Maharata Kirasha Kundare life force currents that run through the human body and planetary shields. The process of fire letter sequence transfer from angelic human DNA to Earth's planetary shields functions properly only if the DNA template core carries the correct fire letter sequences corresponding to the universal Christos divine blueprint natural order of the 12 dimensions of manifestation within the universal 15-dimensional scale. Angelic humanity's original sacred mission. The divine commission of the angelic human race, the sacred mission for which we were originally seated on Earth, is to correct the fire letter sequences within Earth's planetary shields, which were damaged during the fall from Terra 550 million years ago. This divine commission is called the Christos Realignment mission. I'll explain what the fall from Terra is. 550 million years ago, there was a cataclysm in Terra. Terra is in harmonic universe 2, which is density 2, and it holds the dimensions of 4, 5, and 6. A fragment of Terra broke off and fell our harmonic universe, which fell into harmonic universe 1, which holds density 1, dimensions 1, 2, and 3, and that is Earth. So when a fragment broke from Terra and it fell a harmonic universe, that became the galaxy called the Milky Way galaxy. 4 evolutionary rounds of the angelic human cycle of the rounds were seeded simultaneously, each within their own time cycle that is synchronized with the others. The angelic humans and all other life forms on Earth during each evolutionary round all serve a role in anchoring a specific portion of the fire letter sequences of Earth's D12 shield of Aramatina divine blueprint. The angelic human race was commissioned as the guardians of the planetary Christos Realignment mission. The angelic human DNA template is designed to carry the correct arrangements of fire letter sequences that correspond to the core program of the Earth's planetary shields. If angelic humans are not present on the planet, and do not successfully complete their intended role during a SAC, Earth's damaged planetary shields cannot synthesize that infusion of interdimensional frequencies from Earth's opening stargates. In this event, Earth's electromagnetic fields reverse polarity and the planet enters pole shift during a SAC. The angelic human races of Earth were commissioned to serve as the frequency transducers or stargate frequency during a SAC, a collective buffer blanket to prevent pole shift on Earth during a SAC, while progressively resetting the planetary Christos divine blueprint and Earth's planetary shields. As the stargate frequency of the universal life force currents run through the human body and DNA template, the DNA template progressively sends the corrected fire letter sequences back into Earth's planetary shields. With a critical mass of angelic humans transmuting the correct fire letter sequences in Earth's planetary shields during a SAC, Earth's grids will progressively receive the fire letter sequences needed for the planetary shields to synthesize the stargate frequencies normally. Infusion of the correct fire letter sequences enables the planet to retain its natural electromagnetic balances and axis alignment during SAC. If the angelic human races in each of the 4 evolutionary rounds can simultaneously fulfill their part in running the correct fire letter sequences into Earth's planetary shields during a stellar activation cycle, the planetary Christos Realignment mission will be successfully completed. Completion of the planetary Christos Realignment will create a natural D12 planetary Maharic seal in the Earth's Templar complex stargates, ley lines, and vortices. A natural planetary Maharic seal will return the potentials of immortal life, stargate travel, and self-directed ascension to the angelic human races of Earth while protecting Earth and humanity from any further fallen angelic infiltration. The last SAC occurred on Earth 208,216 BC during the first evolutionary round of the Palladia-Urtite Cloister Race 12 tribes. In our present time continuum, the Palladia races were invaded by the fallen angelic draconian races from Orion and were unable to successfully complete their intended divine commission. Earth entered pole shift in 2008,216 BC, and the Palladia empires were destroyed, and survivors were resettled to begin the second evolutionary round of the cycle of the rounds. Earth's planetary shields have encountered progressively more misalignment and corruption since that failed 208,216 BC SAC. The pattern of fallen angelic invasion culminating in pole shift that was set during the last consummated SAC has repeated in each evolutionary round since the pattern was set in 2008,216 BC in our time continuum. This planetary karma pattern is presently set in Earth's grids as a misaligned series of fire letter sequences, which will also cause the pattern to repeat again during the 2000 through 2017 SAC. Pole shift in our present time vector can be averted by realigning the corrected fire letter sequences in Earth's planetary shields between 2001 and between 2012. This will enable Earth to shift into trans-time alignment with the time continuum in which the other 3 rounds of the Christos Realignment mission are occurring successfully. The Christos Realignment mission will thus finally reach completion.